Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video. This is a double page 6x8 layout and these are photos from Denver. This was the only evening I was there because I flew out the next afternoon, and so I went out to dinner, and the place that I found was called the Fainting Goat. It was pretty cool. It was very close to where I was staying actually, and so what I like to do in a lot of my travel spreads is I like to incorporate screenshots that I've taken while I'm on my trips. And so I had screenshotted this just so I could see how far away my hostel was from where I was going to have dinner. And it was super close. This is a lie. It didn't even take 7 minutes. It was so close to walk it. So I wanted to include that, and it works I think because these are darker photos and I had this on dark mode on my phone, and so it just happens that it matched well. And then even the little yellow spot here that was in my screenshot kind of ended up matching with this over here. So what I need to do for the rest of this is I need to find some food related cards that I'm going to use, because this is for the other side. It's not what I'm using. So I need something for here. And then I actually have two photos for this slot. I put it over here, but that's not what I want to do. I want another food card there. And then I want to flip here. So actually I need three cards. I need one, two, and then a third one to go in between these photos. Okay, I've pulled out a bunch of food related stuff. I have just some miscellaneous stickers and embellishment type things. I have a whole bag of, there are some stickers in here, but a lot of them are specialty ones. Like there's puffy stickers, chipboard stickers, that kind of thing. So I have those. And then I keep all of my food related pocket cards just in this little, I don't know what you call it, just little clear open bag. It was a 6x8 pocket page, but I just use it as my container for these because it's easier. So I need to go through there and find out a bunch of stuff that I can use. So the first card I have found is not one that I expected to use, not for this layout anyway. I have this one. And this I know was from a Cocoa Daisy kit because it was called Twinkling of the Tea. That was the name of the kit that month. And I used a lot of it, but I had this one left. And I am a tea drinker, so that's fine. But I didn't know when the heck I was going to use it. Well, guess what? I actually had hot tea when I went to dinner because it was like 55 degrees, but just from walking, and I think it's because, Denver's a higher altitude or something, I felt chilled when I got there. And so I asked if I could start with hot tea as my drink before I had anything else. So I think I can actually make that work probably in this pocket. And I love it. Look at the colors. The colors even work with this kind of yellowy tone in the background. So that's awesome. But I still need two cards for over on the right side. I found some more cards in my stash, and when I was kind of working with them and holding them up to my layout, I realized I wanted to switch some things around here. So I want to make sure that the green that's in here is spaced out. There's a tiny bit here, but then I have this card that I picked out, which I love, by the way. Look at it. 8 here, so happy. I think that's accurate. I really enjoyed my meal there. So I want that there. And then the other green is in the menu, and so I want that diagonal from the card. So I did that. I've decided I'm going to place the card here about ordering tea down here in the corner, and then I think that works out because you can see the little tea bag that I have in my drink here that I ordered, and then those are also diagonal from each other. So I think this is a much better design overall, and that's a good thing. So I definitely want to have that. And the other thing is that for between these two photos, I have picked out this card. It's very plain. It's just black and white, but I like that it says eating and I can check off what I want and I can still journal more, because really here I'm only going to talk about my drink. Here I want to talk about the experience of eating there, and I was also working in there while I was eating, so I do want to write a little bit about that. And since you don't see it, it'll be under the flap. I think that'll work out quite well. I pulled out a flip here just so I can have it ready, and I've already put the card in there. The flip will actually sit like this and it will fold down, so the card will be like that. And then I have pulled out some stickers and embellishment type things. I obviously want to work in green so that it matches with this, but these wood veneers, you know, they're just kind of a tan, and that wood color matches really well with what I've got going in the background. So I might work in some of these too. But let's see, where does that say? Craving, do I have another? Yeah, sew stuff. Well, that's true. I could maybe use that. Made from scratch, homemade. Down here, no. That was definitely not at home. I was out. So it might be the sew stuffed, or maybe craving. I don't know that that's going to work. So actually, you know what? It's going to be this one, and then I'll find some other little doodad to put on there. Well, I've decided to change this back again. The green will still be diagonal here, but what I wanted to do is I decided I was going to use a label and then layer this sticker. But when I put it on here, it would have been right below that green and a saying that's sort of highlighted already, and I didn't like that. So I'm moving it back. I reserve the right to change my mind. So I moved it back, and then I'm going to put this on here and kind of layer this over a little bit, I think. I don't like it right on top like that, but I'll layer it somehow, and then it gives that lower right hand corner something to do, so to speak, because otherwise it's kind of boring. That's how I decided to layer the label and the sticker, and now I'm just going to cut off the excess that is hanging over the edge there. I don't need that. I'm going to cut that off. There we go. And then can I sneak a little staple in there? Maybe. Or this, that'll look weird if I go that way. You know what? For now, I'll leave it. I might go back and put one in, but for now, I won't. So let's see. I'm wondering if I should put something from here on this card so it's not just blank. And then those would be diagonal from each other. Yeah, I might go through there and see. I think I used the dinner one out of here already. Nope, maybe that's dinner. So I can still make it work. My wood veneer is on there and it's drying at the moment. And I placed it just so that the little point would be between these two phrases. It didn't need to be perfectly centered for me, so that's where I chose to put it. But I do like it. I think it adds a nice touch with these colors, and it gives the card something else other than feeling kind of blank. So now, looking at this, I feel like in order to get my visual triangle, I need something towards the bottom here, or maybe even on the side over here, to tie that all in. And actually, when I'm looking at this card, maybe to liven up the card a little bit, if I do something right up here hanging over the edge, I'd still have enough room to journal, but then I could work in a little bit more color. All right, I pulled out these stickers. These are also from a Cocoa Daisy kit, and this one was on there, and it says, "More, please." It is a slightly different shade of green than this, but it matches this one pretty well. And if it's sitting on this card, it goes with that. So I think I'm actually going to just take this card and put it right up here towards the top, because it could be in reference to the tea. I did end up having two cups of tea when I was there. Or it could be about the food, which is true. I ordered this as an app. It's just a big meatball under there, and then worked for a half hour, 40 minutes, and then ordered a meal. So I did end up having more. So I like the phrase. I like the color and how all that works. So let's see here. I'm liking that. I think I might need to sprinkle some other embellishments or something. Dots. Not splattering, probably. That wouldn't show up well. And then I need to decide, do I want to do anything else on this card, because it's very black and white. So I could potentially put something green on here, a little washi, little sticker or something. I've actually decided to try something else here. I felt like I needed more green still on this side to make everything match. So I think I'm actually going to trim this photo a little bit. I really don't need this dead space down here, and so I think I'm going to cut that off, and maybe even the top part where the purple is, I'm not sure, but for sure the bottom, and then more of that green will show through, and I think that will help. So I've trimmed down the photo, put it on this background, and I love it. It does help, and because I did it, you know, not even top to bottom, it leaves me room to stamp here. So I am going to be using this stamp set, and I want to do the one here that says, it's kind of hard to see. There we go. Hashtag all the food. So I want to put that right in the lower left-hand corner. Here is the card with the stamping on it, which I like. And just looking at this, it still needs something, I think. And I think I'm going to go look for some enamel dots or puffy dots maybe, or shapes that are a very, very light yellow or almost this kind of cream or champagne color. I think that might help again, just bring the color all together. I do have this kind of reddish tone in the sauce here, but I think that would be like too Christmassy if I have red and green together, so I don't want to do that. So I'm going to see what else I can find. I don't have anything that was the exact color that I was thinking, that sort of champagne, this color here. But I do have some lighter yellow. This is quite bright, but these are matte finish more, and so I think they might be more appropriate. I have one star, I have a couple of dots. So I might try to just scatter those around and see if I can make that work for the layout. So I put on the yellow dots and stars, and I like the way it looks. So I did one there, which is just pretty simple. And then so that I had a visual triangle, I did one just above the wood veneer, and then one overlapping the sticker. I'm actually including one more, but you won't see it until you do the flip because it's right there. So let's attach that. Oh, wait a second. When I took that out, I didn't do that right. Let's change that. So it's going to flip down like this. Is that right? Let's make sure. Yes. Some days, people, there's not enough coffee in the world. Okay, so then I'm going to attach that right to the upper pocket, and that way, when it flips down, that's what you get. All right, this one is done. I'm happy with it. So I have another one finished for Denver. Thanks for watching, everyone.